Welcome to Gendel Overland. I'm Johnny, and this is day 3 of Overland North's The Gathering. What better way of starting the day than having a nice, fresh brewed, hot cup of coffee and some homemade hash browns, which I'm going to be cooking on my brand new iKamper Skottle that I picked up in the vendors area from Red Bear Outdoors. This was cooked to absolute perfection and it tasted wonderful. This is Gendel Overland, brought to you by London, Ontario Jeeps, in part by Forest City Dodge and 67 Designs. At this event, there are some clinics being held by some of the guest speakers. This first one is being held by Cheaper Jeeper TV, where he's discussing his trip to Cape Breton.
Haul it around all the time. So I've got 6 videos on making a diesel heater that would be of interest to you. But because you're here for the overlanding Cape Breton presentation, you'd be interested in the camping and overlanding videos that I have. And so you can click on that. What happened was I would watch his videos. He'd post a video every week from a trail run that him and his group would do. And I was amazed at the scenery up there. And I would make comments on his channel, and he saw my channel and would make comments, and he kept saying, hey, why don't you come out and then I'll take you around. And I go, oh yeah. And then he kept asking, hey, when are you gonna come out? And I was joking around saying, you better be careful, I may take you up on that. And he's going, oh, absolutely. So I was saying to my wife, hey, I think this guy's serious. And she said, well, maybe we could do that then. Let's look into it. So we got each other's contact information. We talked on the phone. Super nice guy. And we worked out an itinerary based on the trails that I saw him do and ones that appealed to me. And that's what I'm going to show you now.
In last week's video, you saw Adventure Trail Outfitters installing a propane tank bag inside my Jeep. This is the same day, but I wanted to split up the videos to give you some more content. They are installing a garbage bag on my tailgate.
So I already brought things around here.
Yeah, so this is just an elaborate strap system. 88 inches of webbing with an elaborate method of assembly. So this length and the buckle go through the gap in your tailgate here. So it might actually, I found that when I installed mine, I had to lift the tailgate up slightly. Okay, so the way I like to do the protective panel, so you can either make it attached to the bag and come off when you don't want the bag there and just have the straps, but I prefer to put the straps through it and have them hold it against the tailgate. I think it takes any extra movement out of it, and it really makes the friction between the two panels as ideal as it can be.
This literally goes right into there. Yeah, right there. And then you just adjust to the height that you want it. Everything will be locked into the cab.
So nobody can steal it.
Yep.
That blue match is pretty nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The next clinic we attended was by Aurelia OffRoad Recovery. This is where they're going to show us how to properly hook up a winch to a stuck vehicle and how to use a high lift jack properly.
A regular, like a common recovery kit would include, you know, a rope. If you can afford a winch, that's great. If not, you could do a come along. This is a heavy duty come along. It's got winch line on it. You put a bar in it. Sure, the bar's right there. And you just ratchet yourself out if you get into a small, like a situation that you're stuck. So this is a recovery rope. This is a kinetic energy rope. It's what we sell. A little plug here, but this is a 7/8. It's a 30 foot, and it stretches up to 30%. So if you've ever seen if you ever see Matt's OffRoad Recovery, anything like that, you see them back right up and take a run at it. And you can pop the vehicle out using kinetic energy to pop the stranded vehicle right out.
This next clinic was hosted by Ontario Overland. And what they were doing was showing us how to find Crown land and what to do when we're there.
So they remain public for us to use. But we are allowed to maintain those roads. So if there's a washout a lot of the camp owners and recreators that are local to the area and use them all the time will come out and, you know, volunteer to fix those washouts, replace bridges and culverts, but they're all paying for that out of pocket or doing fundraisers and stuff like that. But this one right here is what you want to look for when finding out if you can camp there. It's the Crown Land Recreation. That's pretty much, if it says that you're free to recreate on this Crown Land parcel, it's pretty much fair game for camping. The only exception is going to be if it's a municipality. They might decide that it's a problem area and close it to camping, but that won't be updated on the atlas, unfortunately. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed this. Where do we find this information?
So on the Ontario.ca website, there's a Crown Land page on there. You can also just go to ontario.ca/Crownland, and there's all the information there on Crown Land and kind of, yeah, big link that takes you right to the atlas. Yeah.
It's getting close to the end of the day, and it's time to pack up and go home for the weekend. But before I do, I'm going to go say goodbye to my good friend Wayne and his daughter. Here's the star of the show right here.
I know the place where I'm going to go, I just don't know how to get
We are just leaving.
I,
There's
my
the
dad
stuff
was
that's
out,
cooked on the shank.
In November of last year, before I got the truck, and you know, when he was doing the electrical show then, and he was asking, what do you mean you don't go to this area? Like, you don't go to driver? Yeah, I literally started this second. For the last 2 years or so.
Chef Ian? He's been cooking some delicious food all weekend long. It's been a pleasure seeing you again this weekend.
Oh, for sure, my friend. Thank you so much for making the effort to come out and be here with us.
Absolutely, and we'll see you at the next one for sure.
Yeah, September sounds like it's going to be a good one, and hopefully the weather holds out.
Are you going to the Canadian Jeep Show?
Didn't hear about it.
It's August 5th.
Okay.
I'll send you some info for it.
Yeah. We'll send
you
it.
some info.
We'll definitely keep our ears to the ground for that stuff, because you know what? We like this stuff. We do enjoy the shows. I think it's important that, you know, we just be here and help others and learn about stuff.
Yeah,
and honestly,
and
that's what this was all about.
with help with me and other Jeepers and other Overlanders, we're going to get your name out there across Canada and the U.S. as well, because I know I have some American viewers as well.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Just getting out there and just letting people know that there's different ways of cooking over fire or using other materials. That's all it is.
That's right.
We're so happy to be able to help them.
And to be honest with you guys, this is one of the nicest guys that I've met on the trails.
Wow, I'm just saying. No, we're happy to be here. We're happy to help out and also to just encourage people to get out on trails and just grow this community. I know there's a lot of talk about community, and this is definitely the show that showed it. The Overland community is an amazing group of people.
Top notch.
Top notch, all the way. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Johnny.
You got it.
Happy trails on your way back, and we'll definitely see you on the next show.
Sounds good. Well, I think I'm going to call that a wrap for this week's video. I just want to thank Christian and the gang at OverlandNTH, The Gathering at Albion Hills, for such a successful weekend. It was very well organized and it was a lot of fun. You can definitely count me in on the next one. Tune in next week when we go to Ardbeg, Ontario for some rock crawling. Until then, see you next week.